What is up? Welcome to a video where today I'm going to be proving that J-perms belt method is actually good. So if you're watching this video, you've probably watched J-perm before. If not, then you're gonna have to pay. Like, I'm not letting you here if you're not, like, no. Alright, well, just search up J-perm belt method or even J-perm belt, something like that, and it will come up with his video of this method that a lot of people have invented. And he showed a small tutorial on it and was saying how it's annoying because there's a ton of different parodies and stuff and it's difficult to do. So pretty much I'll do just a quick overview. So pretty much the first step is to make a belt around the middle layer. So here, you can see that's all solved. Then pretty much you do OLL on the top and OLL on the bottom. But something that can happen is stuff like this, where white or yellow edges are in the wrong area. So you can go like this. And then fix the corners. So like, if I want to switch these corners, do this algorithm. And yeah, I've got all the colors on the right sides. But then you can also get stuff like this, which is parody. So there's just a quick algorithm that I made up myself to do. And then you do OLL on the top. And then I've got a corner twist here. So I have to twist this corner. And the twisted corner will also be twisted. You will find another twisted corner on the bottom layer as well. So, well, that's not good. So you're gonna go flip this. I actually stuffed up, but there we go. So then I do a correct OLL, and I've got a normal PLL. Sometimes you can get PLL parody as well. And then the last layer is done. So that's pretty much how you do it. And there are some parodies you can come up with. And search up J-perm 3x3 blind parody or something like that. And you should come up with the video on his parody things for blindfolded. And one of them's about flipping corners. So pretty much I can choose any two corners on the whole cube and flip them. If I want to go to my friends and say, oh, I can flip one corner, I choose this back one, set it up, and then do the algorithm. And I can say, guys, look, I flipped one corner while holding this, so they can't actually see it. So, and then it's pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. And I stuffed it up, but that's okay. You get the point. So it's a pretty cool thing to do. And I really enjoy doing this belt method. And if you practiced it, you could easily get under, like, sub, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, maybe 50, sub 50, I don't know. But I've actually never timed myself before, but I do know that I probably am not a minute, but I'm close to a minute. So I'm just going to do it a bit more in depth of the belt and the top layer and one of the parodies they can get. So pretty much you want to start with something like this, or if you have like a 3-line bar, then that's good, and try and build onto it. So you can see pieces like this just go in like that. But eventually, if you put pieces in, it will disturb other pieces. So you can sort of see intuitively if the front color matches up and you move that in there and it breaks this other piece, you could easily move this down, put this in and move that back up. Or if the front color is not matching, the slot where it is, you move that side up. So it's obviously not here, but it's here. So you move that side up, put it in and bring it back down. I prefer this one more just because it's easier to do. And you pretty much do that the whole time. And it's not that different. But if I get the piece here, then I would do this one. If I get the piece here, then I'll do this one. Just because it saves me extra time. Now, after you've done the belt, if there's anything else you need help with, just say it in the comments. And I'll go over it with you, or something like that. Pretty much, the next step I get all the correct edges on the right side. So, first, I'm going to get this edge. And there's 2 algorithms for this. There are 3 moves. So, the first one is when the piece that you're moving to the bottom is, has the... So, for example, the bottom color is... We'll just say yellow for now. Here is the... we want yellow to get down here, or just into this layer in general, but it'd be easier if yellow was actually at the bottom. So, since yellow is at the top, we put it on top of where it has to go, and we do M prime, U2 to put it in like a line, and then M just to bring it back down. And then we can see here, just to save a bit of time, you can see that you don't want to, you know I said at the start, we want the piece to go in so the yellow's at the bottom, but it could be either way. This time we have to have it so it's at the bottom, because if it's not at the bottom, you're going to get parodies. So, but just for now, don't worry about it. So the second algorithm is this one. When the color that you're using at the bottom is not at top, so it's here, you put it at the left or right, not at the front. And pretty much you move the middle slice up, bring it into a line, and bring it back down. And then, yeah, you're done. So that step is pretty easy. There isn't really a problem in that. But sometimes stuff like this can happen where there's like 1 edge flipped or 3 edges flipped. And, okay, that's amazing. Pretty much, it doesn't matter which position the piece is in. Just hold it. Usually you want a flipped one. Hold it at the front. Do M prime. Pretty much just do the first algorithm that I showed you, then the second algorithm. So M prime, U2, M. Then move it to the side and do this one. And that pretty much fixes it. So now you would want to put the corners, and there's 2 algorithms. Oh guys, if any of you that you have watched the my infinite method tutorial, search up 2-look OLL for the search up 2-look last layer for the last layer cases that I said I'll do in another video, just because it's going to be a struggle and I have other things to get through. So search that up, and you can also search that up here, but you don't really need to because I can just show you it now. So there's 2 algorithms you need to know. You can just search up the Y perm and the T perm for this case. Anyway, you usually have all of them right, 4 of them wrong, 3 of them wrong, 2 of them wrong, or 1 of them wrong. 1 of them wrong is the most common case. Pretty much, I can see that these 2 are flipped. I can line them up with each other, do a U2, so it's at the back, like this. And then I do a Y perm. But before I do the Y perm, I just do an R, so this is in the correct position to switch. Then I do it, and then I just move this back down, and that fixes it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The other case you can get is when there's 1 switched. If you want, this is an optional thing, but instead you can just do a T-perm. So pretty much you hold up, the camera's gone blurry, there we go. Pretty much you just hold the pieces on top of each other, hold them like this, and you pretty much just do the normal T-perm, and it solves. Now there is something major that can actually happen, so let me just so here we go. This is, I'm actually really bad at this. Sorry, just give me you guys a second. Yeah, okay, here we go. So I got the 2 pieces I want to flip, do the T-perm. Then when I'm done, it leaves this bar broken, or it leaves this part broken. Pretty much what you do is you do U2, F2, just to fix up this. and then you do U2, F2, U2, F2 until everything's back the same, but this is flipped. So once again, U2, F2, U2, F2, U2, F2. So if you get this case, U2, F2, U2, F2, U2, F2. And then, yeah. So pretty much now this is the part where you're going to want to go over to JPerm's video. The parody for 3x3 blind. And that's where you're going to have to learn this algorithm, because some pieces you might find are flipped. So clear, this is flipped. So pretty much once you do OLL, you might get a piece flipped. Okay, now if this happens, I always just do OLL, because I don't know all the OLLs. I pretty much just do OLL on the other side, and then I'll figure out one piece is flipped as well. So in this case, I can see it is this piece. This white has to go here, and this yellow has to go down here. So pretty much line them up, hold them on the side like this, so the white is on the left or right, not at the bottom. You don't want the two pieces to be able to mule them to be here. And then pretty much you do the algorithm that switches two corners, and it should work. If it doesn't work, then do it one more time. So here we go. And I can see that worked. I'll finish OL there. I'll do PLL. And then I'll do the same on this side. So, but there's one thing I do want to go over really quickly. Sometimes, okay, you've done OLL and PLL. No, so you've done OLL. Let me just get a random PLL case up. So this one, for example, and pretty much, nope, that did not work. Pretty much, you come to the last layer. So you've done OLL on each side, and then you come to PLL, and you find an impossible PLL. Pretty much, just do M2, U2, M2, U2, pretty much wherever. But I'm not sure what will happen. I can actually test it now. No, okay, don't worry. So pretty much hold it wherever you want, with white, either white or yellow at the top, and the other color at the bottom, and then just do M2, U2, M2, U2. And that pretty much just fixes it to give you an actual proper PLL. Or OLL, if that's what you have. No, PLL. It gives you a proper PLL. Now, like I said, to get a flipped edge again, simple algorithm, you just bring it up, left, down, then you put it in with whichever case you get. For stuff like this, where you've got two pieces flipped, and you have to unflip them, that's in the parody video. For algorithms for last layer, like for OLL and PLL, search up full OLL and full PLL, and make sure it's JPerm's video. Or if you're just getting into it, then search up to look last layer, which is like the beginner's version of it. And I highly recommend you learn the beginner's version first, just because it's really simple. And they make it really easy for you. So for the last layer, I suggest watching JPerm and Z3 Cubing. But yeah, so I've actually never really timed myself using this method before. Never. And I do know that I probably could almost get a minute. I don't know what my best time is though. I think it might be just over a minute. So I'm just going to do a quick solve just before I end off. So 3, 2, 1, go. So this belt is an annoying part of this solve, or every solve. The belt can be a really triggering part. Got two corners. PLL, oh. Okay, I did the wrong PLL apparently. Not gonna complain though. And then done. So really quickly, guys, I forgot. I just realized in the middle of the solve. Sometimes when you're doing this, you might get no. You might get something like, so this, for example. Sorry. If you want to know that algorithm, it's just the EPAM. Pretty much, you might get 4 corners wrong on each side. So if I said you get 1, 2. I don't think you can actually get 2. If you can, I do know an algorithm for it. 3 and 4. So pretty much the 4 case is just an EPAM. So search up EPAM. Pretty much you want to hold 2 different colors on the left and right. So pretty much this corner has to go up here, and this corner has to go down here. We don't want to hold it here. We don't want to hold it here, because these 2 corners will switch, and that doesn't do anything. I'll still be on the yellow layer. We want to hold 2 different corners. And you just permute the EPAM, and that will put them on the right side. So you do that on both sides. And, yeah. So I do know an algorithm for getting 2 wrong. So if you get 2 wrong, so for example, like this, you have 2 corners wrong. Pretty much if you just do that, it will mess up this middle layer, and then you can do that F2, U2 algorithm stuff, whatever. But I highly recommend, just to make it a bit quicker, what you do is you do a U2 to put this at the back, and then do the F2. I'm showing you from a different angle. Put this on top, and bring it back down, just to fix this. So I'll just show you again. If this is wrong, don't just do this, because it messes up that, and it takes an algorithm to do. Just move it to the side, bring it up, side, down. So, yep. And if you have 3 wrong, pretty much you can just do the 2 algorithms. So, actually, I do have an idea. Yeah, I did the wrong algorithm. Yep, definitely. No, surprisingly not. Alright, so, let's do this. So, imagine you've got... Okay, that's strange. Imagine you've got, I don't think you can actually get 3 wrong. Imagine you did get 3 wrong. Just do the algorithm to solve 2, and then just... Wait, what? Just do the algorithm to solve 2, and then do an algorithm to solve 1, and yeah, it'll work. So yeah, it's pretty much the whole thing. I'm sorry it's a long video, but I got it over and done with. So in my time it's 8:19. So good night for all the people watching late at night. Even though it's not that late, but still, good night, peeps. And I'll see you in another video, which I have no clue what it will be, but okay. Make sure to search up JPEM's belt method video, and ignore everything he says. It's not that hard. And also, just watch JPEM in general. He's awesome. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this live stream, and I will be back with another one soon. Probably next weekend. So, goodbye, people.